Calling my thing.
Hey, Val.
Get that? See that message?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, yeah, we're just training. We're just training Lax. He's a brand new volunteer.
Oh, welcome.
So, Lax, so once at the start of the game, you'll be given the order. Obviously, get your full kits, and then there's someone will let you know. They'll say MWB or Midwest Brigade, form a column, exactly how you've done, and so you form a column in a nice line. From there.
You guys like not put like a line down to show where the column will be, or do I like?
I personally don't know. Just form a column means just if I'm saying like form a column facing me, then Kittens is the anchor point, so he's now facing me, and then you need to face his back, and that should make us a neat enough line. So then at that point, it might be like 17th or Midwest Brigade at the double quick forward march. So if you press C, make sure you've got double quick loaded, and then we're just going to move. Double quick forward march.
Double quick forward march.
And then when I want us to stop, I might say MWB hold.
Hold here.
And then depending, I might ask you to go left or right face, which basically means just turn on the spot to that face. So if I say left face, then everyone turns to the left. So we can try it now. 17th, left face.
Left face.
So at that point, you stay in the column, and then everyone will be in a nice line facing the left, and then you're ready to fire.
Yeah, you want to like fall in a line so it's a straight line.
So MWB, form a column facing me.
Then column facing think.
Facing me. Good job. MWB, at the double quick forward march.
Double quick forward march.
MWB, hold.
Hold.
Right face.
Right face.
So as you can see, now with right face, we've got a nice little line that's straight, and then we're all ready to fire. So that can be a good way. So in terms of firing orders, if you move out of the way, Dirk, unless you want to...
I'm doing it on purpose.
Okay, nice.
I'm recording this.
So then orders, what you're going to be given is, you might be asked if we're going to fire by volley or we're going to independent fire. So if I said MWB, prepared to fire by volley, then you know that you need to hold fire for now. If you aren't given the fire order, then hold fire. So what I might say something like is 17th, prepared to fire by volley, and then I'm going to give the order to take aim, and then the location. So 17th, take aim to the east, and at that point you fire. Nice, perfect. Yeah, absolutely. And then as soon as you fired, get your reload in. You might also be asked to say check when ready, and that basically means as soon as you got your load in and the animation's finished, then just check, just so that as the officer, because I don't have a rifle, I don't know how long it takes. So then I know when you're finished, I can then say again. So I can say 17th,
right.
17th, take aim to the
yeah, permission to kill me.
Take aim straight, Durka. Fire!
Horrible shots.
Nice. Perfect.
Oh, I know I hit you.
No, you completely missed.
That didn't. That did.
That missed.
That did.
Right.
Right. Okay. So now we've done a few fires. So I might say 17th independent fire towards the east northeast.
Independent fire, northeast lead.
So at that point you just fire and keep reloading and firing it at your own pace. You can pick your targets and you can fire.
I know why friendly fire was off.
Okay.
Okay, it's on again. What's up, guy? We're doing some training. You want to hop in here with us?
Sure, I got some time.
Dope. I'm recording a video for our Discord anyway.
So,
Good work.
Told
There you
you
go.
I wasn't missing.
Yeah, I had it on. Alright, let's go on to spectating.
so hold fire for now, everyone. So if I want people now to get left, so to the left face, so if we're going to move out, as it stands now, where we're facing, we're not in a nice line, but we can be really easily. So I might say 17th left face, and at that point everyone just faces the left or the northwest if you press T, and then I might give the order 17th of the double quick forward march. So in a minute, normally obviously walking in straight lines doesn't get us very far. So one thing we can do to turn left and right is we can say 17 by files left or 17 by files right. And at that point we basically turn in a 90-degree on the point where I turn. So it moves a bit like we're moving kind of right angles. So in a second we're going to be going, we're going to walk forward, and then we're going to say by files left, and then you're going to turn on the point that I do. So we don't move in the sort of a curve, we kind of move in sort of jagged edges largely. So we'll have a go at it now. So 17 at the double quick forward march.
Quick forward march.
And then I'm going to say 17th by files right.
5 files right.
So basically you pivot on the point that I pivot. So we'll try again.
Oh,
So you turn on the point that I turn. So we'll do it when we'll get to these rocks, and then I'll say bar files right, and then you turn on that point. So 17 bar files right.
5 files right on think.
So you basically go up to the point where I and then turn. So if kittens, if you go in front.
Hold you.
So if you go in front, kittens, and then you're going to call it, and we'll follow you.
Okay. Double quick forward march. 5 files left march. And company hold.
So as you can see, we didn't make a smooth curve. It was quite a sharp curve, and that gets us. And the reason why we do that is because we can then get in a really nice firing line. So we'll try as well. There's other options. So if you're told to by file left, by file right, you pivot on the point where the officer or the man in front of you pivots. Don't cut the corner. So it's not like a smooth curve. It's like a sharp angle.
Yeah, it's like in right corner pretty much.
Yeah, it's like a corner. So there's also we can also move left and right in a smooth transition, and then we'll be say like guide left, guide right. So you don't have to move in sort of that angle, but sometimes it does help. So we're gonna go in an angle in a minute, and then we'll sort of go and we'll do some bar follow. So if you follow me at double quick forward march.
Double quick forward march.
Guide left. Files left. Nice. Yeah, so at that point, perfect. Yeah, so 5 files right.
Hmm.
17 hold. Left face.
Left think. Left face.
Yo. One sec, I gotta go grab my phone real quick. My son's sending me these weird ass texts. One sec.
Okay, dude.
That's all good, man.
Sounds young.
Did he say his son?
He sounds young.
Yeah, he's young.
He's 13, I think. But he
Yeah.
said he-
Dang, I missed it.
Same
Gotta
age
know.
is who?
Hmm?
Are you 13 guy?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Youngest of the regiment, but I mean, this guy might be. Depends on his birth.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that you were 13. Okay.
You definitely don't sound 13, guy.
You don't know.
You
I thought you were like.
definitely
I thought you were like 15, 16. I knew you were like a young guy, but I didn't realize.
Sound
you...
like 30, like me.
Right?
Yeah.
thought you were
Just-
like in your 20s or something.
No, he doesn't sound. I knew that he was young. You were sort of Zach's age, but I didn't think he was freaking 13. I thought you were way older.
Oh,
Good on you, then, dude.
I did get a deeper voice when I had puberty. Like, deeper than usual.
Okay, my apologies, my apologies.
That's okay, dude.
Okay.
So we've obviously just formed up, and now we're facing in line. So you can form a firing line really easily, by just manoeuvring. The other way to form a firing line is as I might say, might give the order. So it might be 17th at the double quick forward march.
17th of good forward march.
And then I might say 17th or MWB form a firing line to my left and right. So if it's form a firing line to my left and right, you just need to stand to my left and right in line. If obviously say form a firing line to my left, then just stick to my left. If it's to my right, just stick to my right. But normally it's left and right. And then we're in a nice line now to shoot. You might be told either you might hear, depending if some people use triple quick or sprint, and at that point it's going to be at the sprint. So then that's just shift. And,
Which one do you use?
I say at the sprint. But
Okay.
some people use triple quick. We very rarely use quick time. In fact, we almost never use quick time. So
So always default to double quick.
Yep.
Quick
always
time is
default.
good for
double
cinematic.
quick, perfect, yeah. And if you press
Depends
T,
on the event.
yeah, I don't think that the NA guys play any.
War Brothers and Speed.
War
Yeah,
Brothers and Boy
brothers.
Howdy, you have to do quick time. You can't do double
We'll,
quick.
te-
until
we'll
a
tell you
certain
if you
point
do
in
attend
time.
those events, so it's nothing to worry about.
Okay, yeah. So that does sometimes come up, but it's the exact same with double quick, only slower only slower movement. So it's not a problem. And obviously sprinting is super
Then
easy.
most of the time when he says left and right, get at the ready. So left kick to get ready to shoot right away.
So next we're gonna go down to the sandbags to do some melee work. So 17th, form a column facing me.
Calm, face and think.
So get up as close to me as you can. Forward march.
Good forward march.
Now sometimes you might hear the command to sprint to catch up. So if there's a bit of a gap, then just sprint until you're back up next to me. 17th by far's left.
Left. Right face.
So perfect. So now we're in a nice line facing what is the enemy, and at that point you might be given the orders to shoot, or what might happen is you might be given told that we're going to be charging in. Obviously, like melee is a big part of the game, so make sure that you've got your bayonet on. If you're not sure if you've got your bayonet on, without like looking at it, if you press T and on the rifle it'll have a B in brackets if you've got the bayonet on. So then to get into the melee mode, it's press V, which gets you your bayonet down. So when we're about to charge, if we're going to charge the enemy normally would say 17 charge bayonets, and what that means is get into melee mode. Some people might say bayonets down or melee mode. So
Or V for victory.
or V for victory. They're interchangeable, but I say charge bayonets, and what that means is just get your bayonets. It doesn't mean actually run a sprint. It just means charge bayonets, get your bayonets ready. So I would say 17 charge bayonets, or 17 melee mode, or 17 V for victory, and then you get your bayonets down ready. Which usually means as well that we can do. You then know that we're going to be charging in. That's a pretty good hint. And then I might say 17th at the charge north. And at that point, you follow everyone else, usually the officer or leader, and we'll all start sprinting to the north or whatever direction. So for 17, charge north, go!
Charge bayonets!
And when you get in there, it's the best thing to do is to stab and go. So get in there, stab a guy, and then move on to the next guy, rather than killing one guy and then moving on. And just because if everyone does that, then you kill a lot more that way. It's sort of more economic for getting kills.
Another big important thing is when you're charging, you want to hit T to make sure you're not stabbing your teammates.
Absolutely, yeah.
I have this like setting on that makes it to show like all friendly name tags, so I don't really need to click T when I'm charging.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, but if you don't, you could kill a teammate.
Yeah. I usually don't do it that much, but I still click T.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
still good.
Hey Connolly, you'll probably get used to pressing T all the time. Like,
What's up, buddy?
I've got it on pretty much constantly. So a good way of getting into melee is just to stab one person and then move on to the next one, which is a little bit more efficient. And then usually what will happen is after listening out for orders, so it might be 17th, about face at the sprint. Let's go, let's get out of here, because perhaps the enemy are being reinforced. Or if we win and we're wiped and we wipe them, then it might be like 17th, alright, load and hold, full kits or whatever, and that means that we have won it. So at that point, that's pretty much melee. It's pretty hectic. Keep pressing T, try not to kill friendlies, but if you do, it's not the end of the world. It does happen quite a lot. So does that make sense?
A lot more than you think.
Yeah, and even experienced people do it all the time. So does that make sense with the melee? Do you have any questions about it?
Nope.
Perfect. Okay.
Holland.
So we're going to do what quite a common formation is, where we go to a position and shoot, maybe like top of a hill, and then we fall back to reload. That's one thing that I like to do quite a lot. So
Used to it.
So we're going to go to the south, and then we're going to do the exact same thing. So if you get your loads in here, if you haven't already got them.
I think we do.
Okay, so if you guys follow me at the double quick forward march.
Quick forward march.
The one thing I quite like to do is to reload at the foot of the hill, and then go towards the apex and then take our shots basically. So if we hold here, and the officer should usually explain what the plan is. 17.
Flying left, right.
We're going to go to the top of the hill. We're going to independent fire and take our shots, and we're going to fall back to reload. Okay.
Roger.
17 on me at the sprint. Let's go.
At the spurt.
17 for the fire line, fire left and right.
Fire right.
Independent fire to the southwest. Fall back to reload. So, and at that point you can get your reloading. Obviously the bonus of that can be that we get our shots in and then the enemy can't shoot as well while we reload. So normally that's you'll be explained to that. But when you don't reload on the spot, run away and then get down the hill, and always sprint down it because we don't want to get killed. There are other firing orders. I don't know if the NA guys give like ripple fire or anything.
No, we really don't too often.
No, so the most common that you'll find is independent fire, which means fire at your own pace, and then there's volley fire. And your CO should let you know. If at any point you're playing the game and the flag goes down and you get asked to pick up the flag, maybe there's no one else around, you press F to pick up the flag, but you normally have to spam it quite a lot because it's quite it's a bit finicky, isn't it, for us?
Yeah, sometimes it is. You gotta be
So if
either on
you-
top of it, or else you can be 10 feet away from it and pick it up.
Yeah. So often you have to spam that flag, and if you end up picking up the flag, let's say the flag bearer died, and you're the only guy, then stay behind the guys, and your officer should direct you. But as long as you're behind everyone, then it's normally fine.
Is there a way I can like drop the flag or something like that? Like give it to somebody
Nope.
else?
No,
No, there isn't, sadly.
I should add that.
We've
that would
we've
be
always
cool.
said that. That or else able
mean-
to stab people.
You should be able to just spawn again and drop the flag, but you just waste a ticket, so don't do that.
Hey, fam.
Hello.
So you've also got a free look. If you press Alt, then you've got a free look, left Alt, and then so that can be good for just looking around and making sure. For example, if you're forming a firing line, so that you don't have to turn your whole character, you can use Alt and make sure that you're in a nice line. So if you need to move back a little bit, then you can. So that pretty much covers sort of shooting as well. So
Then
wait for the.
Crouching and shooting.
Yep, go on, mate. So yeah, I'll just wrap up with shooting. So in terms of shooting, don't fire until you've been given the order. They'll normally tell you the direction if it's not clear, and they'll tell you whether they want you to independent fire or fire at will, or they'll say fire by volley, or if they're telling you to take aim, then it means that you fire volley. We also sometimes might ask you to take a knee to reload, or just take a knee and get into cover. And at that point, you just get in. So you can just take a knee, and then it's slower
which
to
is,
reload.
Left control. Yep.
Yeah, so it's slower to reload your rifles, but it means that you're harder to hit because you're a smaller target. Often that pairs with something like, it might be, I might say, 17th skirmish formation, or again, the orders might be given as MWB skirmish formation, and all that means is that you spread out a little bit. So like a few men apart, yeah, like that, like perfect. And if you press T, it'll give you that you skirmish in, and then I might be like saying, I might be telling you to take a knee to reload or get into cover. And at that point, we're like a dispersed formation. We're harder to hit, but we have more of a ticket drain. But the idea is that we're covering a larger area, and we won't die as quickly. Kittens, do you want to add anything else, or anyone?
Sometimes what we'll do while we're crouching is we'll take aim. So you aim. So we'll say like take aim to the south. You aim, and then you crouch up, and then you shoot.
Yep.
And then
So
you crouch down to reload.
Yep. So what that does is that gives you that makes your aim a little bit steadier. So you basically in the crouch position, you take aim. Let's say it's to the south, and then you stand up, and it gives you that that sort of steady bonus. So it makes your shot is a little bit easier to be accurate.
Yep. Now stand up, shoot, and then crouch down to reload.
Yeah.
I will add this though: if you're gonna partake in the sometimes in the NA events, they do file by volley from the right and items like that.
Muggins.
Yeah. Fire from
Yep,
the
definitely.
right.
But you can cover that later as long as you have the basics down.
Yeah,
We
that's the
usually
important
do.
part.
We usually do trainings before matches, anyways. The warm ups, so everyone knows what to do.
Because there'll be double ranks and everything else. So
All the fun stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing for you to worry about, right?
you got the
Yeah.
basics
Yeah.
down.
So normally what we do as well is we'll try and get on a position. So I'll take you over to the fence over here, and then we call it that. So.
Call things think.
Let's go 17 at the double quick forward march.
Double quick forward march.
17 at the sprint.
At the sprint. Shit. I'll slip.
Where'd you guys run off?
They're going to the targets.
Roger that.
No, we just the.
You're on the fence.
Oh, on the fence line, never mind.
So normally we'll try and use the a bit of cover, even if it's just a fence. Hard cover is obviously the best, but a bit of soft cover is fine. So you'll normally find yourself in a line on a fence or something, and at that point you'll be given the fire order. So either independent fire or fire by volley. If it's a different order, then they should tell you. And then you will be given the direction. Don't crouch unless you're told to. And the reason is because from like a game perspective, it drains more tickets.
Yeah, it
So-
brings you down to skirmishing when you're crouched instead
I
of standing
believe
together in a line.
It takes 2 tickets rather than 1. So if you die in formation, it's just a 1-for-1 trade. If you die in skirmishing formation, then it drains 2 tickets per death. And if you're out of line, I think it's 4 tickets per death. And
5.
that's how the sort of
It's
5.
5.
So that's how that's how you basically win or lose the game often. Sort of game aspect of it is because it's whoever has the most tickets often left at the game, and then they usually.
I think it's 5 out of line and 3 skirmishing because it adds.
Oh, it's
it
3,
adds,
is it?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
adds
it's-
2. So
Yep.
if you die in line,
Okay.
it's 1. Add 2's 3, and then 2 to that's
Yeah.
5.
So because there's like stages, so there's like going into like battle ready, engaged, taking losses, breaking, and then once you go down to breaking, it's quite bad. So there's like morale stages. So obviously you want to try and stay in formation as much as you can, and they reward that by meaning that the game will last longer. You get a better chance of winning. But yeah, I think that covers all the basics really. It's pretty easy to get hold of, and your officers should give you warning. I mean, it's going to be like Kittens, Velk. These are the people that are going to be giving you orders as well. So, it's good
Right.
that you've got to know them a bit.
And there's a saying, there's no question that's a stupid question. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, don't be afraid.
Yeah, any question. Now, during the events, we normally, I know that the EU events, I'm assuming that NA do as well, we try and keep the Discord chat free from clutter and just use in-game. So, like, try to minimize using Discord and spamming it, just because your officer has probably got the Discord going off in-game. He's probably got another officer's chat as well, and it can get a little bit crazy. So try and just use in-game when you can. But if you've got a question or a problem, then you can always use Discord. Like if you're lost and you want to find out where we are, then you can just say, whoever's leading, hey Velk, where are you, or where are you guys? And then, because obviously you can't use
And a way to help that too is press T, and then you look for the star or NCO chevrons. Because the star will represent your
absolutely.
commanding officer, and then obviously
that's
NCO
if,
chevrons are your
that's
sergeants.
if you've got it. But I know with the EU events we often don't have it, or it's a sort of 50-50. So don't always assume that the star is your officer unless they do have it, and then you should follow the star.
Yep,
But yeah, if you have any issues, problems, don't be afraid to ask. Everyone's there to help you out.
Awesome. I think that's pretty much it, right?
that's all the basics. Do you have any questions, Lex?
Is there like an artillery like thing in this regiment or no? Or artillery
We-
separate?
We
don't play
have
as artillery, but there are artillery in
we do have one artillery regiment
In MWB.
in MWB. Yes.
Last couple of points is obviously don't forget that when you've got the tags which you need to get after this, I'm sure one of the guys can help you.
Yep.
Obviously, when you wear those tags, you represent the 17th and the Greater Midwest Brigade, which is the brigade that we're part of. And so obviously anything that, actions that you do could reflect poorly on us and them. So obviously make sure that you don't break the rules, say anything that you shouldn't be saying. Just make sure that you're staying within the guidelines and treat everyone with respect. And obviously everyone should be treating you with respect as well. If they don't, then let us know.
And there are guys that are infantry guys that if you at any time you want to jump on artillery, if we have a gun, just ask.
Okay.
You don't have to join the artillery. You have to be artillery.
I tried to load an artillery gun and I fucked up like 3 times. So
I
don't
still
think-
do.
Oh,
Practice
man.
makes perfect.
Right.
Yeah,
Like, I don't even load it.
finicky.
it's like I put the
gotta-
sponge.
Well, we
Yeah,
You
usually
guys
don't
punch
say.
and then grab the shell, put the shell in, and you ram it
Yeah,
down.
It takes a bit
Yeah,
more to be
there's
an
a lot
artillery
of
man. You can.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not. If we ever do artillery, then I'll always teach the basics.
It doesn't help
Yeah.
that you have to be at a certain angle in order to hit F in order to initiate the loading and the sponging.
Yeah,
so
it
that's
is
a pain in the
very,
butt.
it's very finicky, but I'm sure at a later date one of the guys will be able to go through the basics with you.
Oh yeah, one of the
Yeah.
arty guys
Zach,
if you question it.
Zach is pretty good at the artillery. I'm sure that he'd help you, and I think he's a similar age to you as well. I think he's a little bit